You're listening to an episode recorded during the time Innovation Fuel was part of University Canada West. We are proud and grateful for the work we've done together, and we want to thank the university for being in our podcast. We are now excited to continue the journey of Innovation Fuel into its next chapter. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Innovation Fuel, a business podcast by University Canada West.
Bringing you fantastic stories from accomplished entrepreneurs and key industry professionals. Let's explore the entrepreneurial world through local businesses and our university community.
Yay, Gelareh, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm very good. I had a class today with my interns that is fantastic. I can see that our students are getting a lot of very difficult projects done. They are getting a lot of job offers, but I can see they are challenging sometimes during this journey. And it's very important to have a right employer that really wants to support their students.
When I envisioned this program at UCW, the internship program, I envisioned the value for value. We know that small businesses struggle to get the resources they need to get some of these problems solved. And yet we have these wonderful students that we're spinning out through our different classes that have all these skills, but they don't have as many opportunities to put it into practice. So by getting them out into this internship and allowing them to have that opportunity to help solve these small problems. And again, how many different small businesses do we know are in Canada? Like, we're built on the backs of small, medium-sized businesses. So the opportunity for that internship and connecting students to that opportunity to showcase some of the skills, not only their knowledge, their skills, but their core competency skills, and practice those core competency skills.
As you know, that a lot of our students are international students, and international students and immigrants, they don't have that good network. So they don't have the opportunity to show their expertise to small businesses. So we thought that we can put a light on them by internships, send them to the employers, small businesses, that they can show their talents and the skills to employers and really impress them. But also we need support from employers as well, that people can understand their students, they are still learning and they need support.
This gives our students the opportunity to get some Canadian practices and Canadian skills in the job market.
Yeah, for sure. We have Rob Arthur today. And as you remember, Rob Arthur was talking about the importance of network, and he was supporting our students through the internship. That's why I really want to have more discussion about him as what a great interns look like. How that interns can help our small businesses and employers in a better way. Let's welcome Rob Arthur again. Welcome back, Rob. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Gelareh. Again, we have Rob Arthur again with us. Oh, we learned so much last time from our discussion about networking, and now we need to talk about some other things. We're thinking about internships. And I know Rob is a good advocate of internships. I know he's taken a lot of our students at UCW and some elsewhere around internship opportunities. Rob, tell us a little bit more about internships.
You know what, Dave? I think internship program is very valuable, especially for those that are new to Canada or been here, but maybe not been here for a long time. Internship is very important for the student to understand how that business operates, what makes it drive, what's their thought process. How should I be thinking as somebody looking for a job to work in British Columbia or for Canada for that matter? What is needed to think? So internship gives a little bit of a snapshot of the entrepreneur or the business owner's mind of what they're thinking about and how businesses operate. And it gives you a chance to process from where I came from. My country operated this way, and today I'm seeing them work this way. So the understanding that it may be the similar, but it also may be completely night and day.
Do you think that what is the benefit for businesses to have intern, especially the small businesses? What is the benefit for them?
Oh my God, Gelareh, the benefits from internship are overwhelming. We could be here for an hour because, internship for a small business is very important. First of all, if you get people younger or older, and I don't want to say all the students are young or in their 20s because some of them are, but there's some in the 30s and I've had some in their 40s and more. So they have a different way. I love seeing my business through their eyes. They see things differently than I see. I'm not married to my product. I'm not married to my business. I'm married to see how other people think. And sometimes in the internship, if you have 1, 2, 3, or a different group of people together, and if you do individuals, individual internship and maybe put them together with other interns that are working in your company, you create a team environment for them and everybody learns from. As a business owner, I have to tell you, the great example I had was the last group of students I had last spring to summer. It was 7 students, 4 from Iran, 2 from India, and 1 from elsewhere. Those group came together. They applied individually. We put them together as a team. We met every Thursday. The amount of information and spice and juice that we picked up from each other, I miss today.
How do you set that program up for success? Because a lot of small businesses are hesitant. They're like, oh my God, too much time, effort. I got to put more effort into this thing. But I'm not quite sure the quality of the students I'm going to get. But how do you set it up for success? How do you make sure that you put the right pieces in the right places so these internships are successful?
Well, Dave, I can't beat around the bush and say it's not time consuming because there is some time to put in. My Thursday morning meeting was 1 hour. Can I not give these students 1 hour of my time to give them some guidance, to feedback, to bring together the group and act as a leader to this? I can certainly do that because we created a WhatsApp group for all of us, and that's where we shared intel. So Fahid may be working on an email campaign. He would put his information on WhatsApp so all the other students could see from it. And somebody else may be working on Instagram, and they would post that. So what do you think about this? And then Marze would put up something and say, hey, this is what we did last week, but I animated it. How do you think about this? And it was brilliant. So yes, there is some time in there, but the more times like this next group of students I'm taking on now, we're building the team environment as well. They apply as individuals. We put them together as a team. And because we've done this before, it's easy to template and to put this together. So we have a little bit more experience than the last time we did this, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's about putting the students together. You cannot just throw them in there. Otherwise, you're not going to get a project. These people, the students need some leadership and they need some guidance. Otherwise, they're just going to deliver something from you that they think you need, and you may not. You've got to give them some sort of guidance. You've got to give them some leadership, and you've got to give them some mentorship, because really at the end of the day, it's all about mentorship.
You said that, okay, you want the intern look at your business in a different way. But what type of quality you want from them? And what do you expect from them, especially if they want to give you a recommendation?
Gelareh, what I look at is understanding my client's needs. So that goes back to our expectations of the students. If they know my expectations of what I'm looking for, but not putting them into a box, giving them a canvas and allowing them to flourish, saying, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do something on Instagram. Okay. Then one of my students last time said, Rob, what are you doing on TikTok? I said, nothing. Said, I'd like to take TikTok and create a thing. I had a great TikTok campaign going. So putting them together and understanding what the client's expectations are and meeting that client's needs. But if you're an owner absentee from your group of students, you're not doing yourself a favor or the students a favor by not being involved in what they're doing. Because if you only put a little bit of time in there for leadership, you're going to get a great quality product. I love the professors at UCW. I love what they're being taught. I have nothing but the greatest regard for Dave, for Yvonne, Gelareh, for all the people that are working. I'm seeing, I don't want to call it a product. The people, the students, the quality of the students coming out are first class. And I think any employer that is not being involved in this process is doing themselves a disservice and missing a golden opportunity to see things differently through somebody else's eyes.
We're talking about small businesses, and even could you talk about medium-sized businesses? We don't have ample resources. And the other thing, too, that's a challenge is how long does it take to hire someone, onboard someone, and get them going? And then you don't know if they're even going to turn out. And so, it's almost an opportunity. And I don't know if you look at it this way, but it's almost an opportunity to test those individuals to see, hey, maybe there's an individual within this mix that could be my next go-to marketer, my next salesperson, my next operations person.
Dave, that is so true. That last group of 7, right now we're in the midst of raising some capital. I would, if I was already where I am, not wanting to raise my capital, I would have hired all 7. They were that good. It is such a great opportunity to get them to understand your product, your company, your service, whatever you're doing. And it is a great way to test drive the client to see if they can perform and understand And it's, you know what? And maybe with a little bit of tweaks and twists and a little bit of advice, that student who may not be doing the job right now, with a little bit of mentorship and right advice, could become a superstar.
Yeah. And going back to your conversation before about the networking piece, my friend, is that, hey, what value could you provide to your network if all of a sudden you can say, hey, I don't have the capital to support this individual at this point in stage, but I know you have, and I know you're looking for this individual. Hey, winning.
Yes. Well, you know what? Here's a great example. One of your students from my last one is a dentist that's licensed in India. So right now he's in his dental course in Canada. So he'll be licensed in both Canada and USA. Well, we're already talking about creating a product together, a toothpaste using natural medicine based on some Ayurvedic medicine that he used in his country and other ones that I found out about here. So we put together a product that we're going to work on together. I mean, my next joint venture will probably be with a UCW student, and having no expectations, just putting it out there, being a mentor, being a good person, listening to what their needs are. You know what? If you're a small business looking for investment, you may even find it from one of these UCW students.
What I can see in our interns is that, we bring a lot of clients to our courses as their project and assignments. I could see that they could use this networking that they have with the clients at the class and help their employer on internship. Oh, I had a client in my marketing class and he is the same, have the same interest. So let's connect you two together. I think that they can be a hub of connection as well. What I can see it in my students is they can connect clients to each other as well. So it can be a huge opportunity for them as well. What tips you will give to students to be more successful intern?
Biggest thing the takeaway for them is to get out of your head. You know what? Sometimes many people, if you talk to many actors, they have stage fright. They don't like, but as soon as they get in front of a camera, they have a different persona. They all of a sudden go into character. Networking sometimes for me, I almost had to pretend I was an actor and put myself into a different frame of mind because it was very, very uncomfortable for me to network when I first started. It's like, oh my God, and being careful you're not bragging about yourself and making it all about you. It has to be about, okay, I told you, you asked a little bit about me, but now ask about you. Because a lot of times in networking, they'll ask about you and you'll fill it off. And then the next thing you say, oh, I got to go. And you never asked them about them. It has to be a two-way street of understanding about what they're looking for. Going back to one of my great examples of Mohammed Reza, who was in my last group. Great guy. Well, you know what? Mohammed was so hot to trot about my product. He got me involved in Clubhouse. I was speaking to Clubhouse to a bunch of UCW students. I think, Gelareh, you were there. I've had many, many, many people approach me after that, connecting with me, saying, Rob, we'd like you to do another Clubhouse. Could you do another club? When's your next Clubhouse? I said, well, you know what? After summer, we'll put it together. But Mohammed Reza just took the initiative to do something, to get something going. And that's a great example of one of the 7 that I would like to hire because they took such initiative. I gave them a canvas that was blank and said, go to it. I'll give you as much guidance as I want. I'll give you the paint, but do what you want. You do what you want and come from a different set of eyes. I cannot put you in a box because I want you to be creative and let them flourish, because I love when they come from a different place in a different country and a different culture, because they see things so differently.
We purposely done this at UCW is we built a program, a process, what we call innovation as a service, the process model. We start these students on a journey of problem solving within their courses and connecting them to businesses within their courses in groups and teams to solve those challenges and learn the problem elements. And eventually they lead down the pathway to the success of completing that internship, that capstone, and then working with it. So it's that process of really articulating and building these individuals into the individuals that when you get them at the end, they're delivering that product that makes your business stand out and gives them an opportunity to build some real local experience.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, the employer needs to understand that these are students who are looking to get a job. If you're not going to hire them, okay, that's okay. There's no expectation to hire them, but you're getting a chance to test drive. If you're not going to hire them, at least give them a really good letter highlighting what they did for you, how they shone. give them recommendations. If they have a LinkedIn profile, recommend them on this. Really, really helping them along. Be sincere, because if they're successful in being entrepreneurs, they're successful in Canada and contributing. So we need these people to contribute. I hate to say this, but we need the young ones to have babies. We need new Canadians. We need to build the population, and we owe it to the new students and the new immigrants coming into this country to give them the right tools to succeed, to be successful, so Canada can be successful. And that's my message to the employers out there is don't just take this half-heartedly, really, really give them an opportunity. They're here working for you, on most cases for free. They've got great opportunities. They've got great ideas. Just open your eyes and let them flourish. Don't put them in a box. Give them some guidelines, but you'll see how they flourish.
So I think, Rob, that leads into that challenge. I think we need to challenge these business owners. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, if they're not using students, internships, they're missing an opportunity. Even though, yes, it is a bit of a time consuming, but can you afford an hour, maybe 2 a week? Create a WhatsApp group, let them talk amongst each other. Or if they're individuals, I have an individual WhatsApp group for all of them. And then we have a UCW internship group for the others to get together so they can talk and share information. And it's all about learning. So it's about learning how, like, Fahid got his job because of Mohammed Reza at London Drugs. Well, and then somebody else. And then all of a sudden, Vibhuti from India is now working at some other place that one of the group referred her to. That's networking in its purest, because they're now networking with each other.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Dave. That was another episode of Innovation Fuel. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Innovation Fuel. We are on all podcast streaming platforms, Google, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Visit our website at www.ucanwest.ca/innovation-fuel. Also, follow us on Instagram at innovation_fuel.